everybody, this is Ben with American Equipment. I wanted to bring you guys a video today and show you how to change out a one-time use handle on a John Deere skid steer. They call these one-time emergency handles, if you didn't know that. I'm going to come over here, show you where I removed the handle from. This is my 316G wheeled skid loader, and I did remove the handle from the door, the single-use handle. Now this is a polycarbonate door. If you can see there, it's milled right on that edge, but it's milled down to 1/4 inch. So the door is actually 1/2 inch, but it's milled down to 1/4 inch, but it fits right in there just as nice as the glass. So I'm going to show you guys how to reuse these single-use handles. All right guys, so this is a single-use handle. This video, I've actually been wanting to do this video for almost a year now, because we had a 333G skid loader where the handle came off, and I spent 2 hours trying to get it back together, not knowing that it was a single-use handle. And with frustration, we used a clamped it as hard as we could, and just could not get the handle back on. So actually both handles were taken off by a customer, and I didn't think it was any big deal, but then I did find out that they're technically considered single-use handles for emergency purposes only. You know, if the cab catches on fire or something like that, you gotta bust the door out without breaking the glass. I guess that's what they're for. But since they are $90 a handle from the last time I priced them, we decided to figure out a way around that. So I'm gonna show this to you guys. So this would be the handle. There is the bolt that came out of there, 13mm bolt, and that came out of this end of the handle here. So I'm going to show you guys. I'm just going to go ahead and take it apart. This is a 3 metric Allen wrench. So I'm going to go ahead, and if you look inside here, this is sized to that nut inside there, so you don't have to have anything hold it on that side, and you can just unscrew from this side. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this apart and just show you guys from the beginning, you know, what this would look like if you were to take the handle, if the handle were to be off after you were to remove it. This isn't actually what it would look like if you removed it from the door, from inside the cab. It would separate. There, the nut fell out. Just removing the bolt. So there, it's apart. You can see the way that this mechanism works in here is it's got 2 holes right here where these pieces slide into and lock, and it's greased on the inside of there. It's got a square shaft with a little knob on the inside. I'm gonna take it apart so you can see what that looks like. Again, like I said, you have those 2 knobs that lock in there, and then those pieces do come out. And you're gonna have to bear with me. It's been a while since I've done it, but we'll get it figured out here. So that twists like that, and if you look, I don't know if you can see it here, but the hole is just barely, it's got a little notch there that it actually locks into on each side. So when you twist it, these shafts, T-shafts on the side of these pieces slide in to the side and then slide into the shaft. That's why this can slide in and out like that, because it does have holes on the inside of it, and it shows you which direction to put this shaft in. And you can see, get it angled on the camera right, that slides in like that. Then you slide all the way to the end, line it up, and then it's gonna lock in place. So anyways, when you take this, when this comes apart, after the handle comes off, you know, it's gonna come out in these pieces, and this handle's gonna come off, or it's gonna separate from the door in half, and so, and come out of the door. I don't remember exactly how it falls out or how it falls apart. I think just when you slide this off, since these are no longer in the shaft, it just comes, it comes off this sleeve right here. So that would make sense, because then that would stay on the outside of the door with that nut, and then when this slides out, it'll just pull out. So anyways, once that pulls out, you take this all apart, and you can see on the top of this plastic piece, you can see how it's raised. There's these two heads right there. So before you even put this back together, make sure that you go ahead and slide these pins and lock it in place where it is right now. So make sure that everything's lined up, and then you just start rotating it to the side, and you're gonna hear it click. Okay, now it's locked in place. And if you try rotating it, it doesn't move very easily. You have to kind of force it, but I'm kind of turning it left and right. It's not moving, so I know it's locked in place. And then you're gonna put this back. You can see it's kind of recessed inside these two areas, and that's what goes over the areas that are raised here. So we're gonna go ahead, put that back together, and see it's in the locked area on this top piece as well. And then you're gonna go ahead, same thing here. This handle on the inside is recessed, and these are raised, so you know they're in the right direction. You're gonna put that back on there. Okay, that's all together. Then you're gonna slide, or you're gonna put these nuts back in their hole. Remember, these are formed, so you can do it from the bottom. So you're gonna insert your bolts right here from the bottom. They're kind of finicky, but I'm gonna go ahead and get them in here, and I'm gonna fast forward the video just to get this done. All right, you're gonna make sure this is nice and snug on each side. And that's how you put it back together. And now I'm gonna show you how to put it back on the door. So the way this all came about was I was actually talking with a guy last night on the phone about a door, because I do sell the polycarbonate doors. This is a polycarbonate door, 1/2-inch door for skid steers. I do sell those doors. So he was looking for a door for a 331G, which is a different door than this one. This is a small frame. That's a large frame that he had. But anyways, we were talking about the door, and he was talking about how he was having a hard time putting these single-use handles back on his door. He was using clamps, and he said it was just a pain trying to get this thing back on the door. And I was telling him about how we had figured out a way how to do this, which I just showed you guys, of how to put these handles back on without trying to use clamps or anything like that. Because out of his and I's frustration, if that even makes sense, out of our frustration, using clamps, we both tried the clamp way and trying to clamp that together with the rubber fittings that go on each side of the door. It's nearly impossible to try to put the piece together without doing it the way that I showed you. And this is so much faster as long as you get everything lined up correctly, which I'm getting ready to show you guys here. It's way easier and way faster to do it this way. I wasted 2 hours of my life trying to get the handle back on, and I'm sure that guy that I was talking to did as well. And I'm sure there's plenty of you guys out there that have either bought the $90 handle, or use the clamp method, or maybe some of you guys have figured it out this way as well. But this is what I was shown. I wanted to share it with you guys. So I'm glad that we figured this out, because we got four John Deeres that we are constantly, it seems like, putting doors on or moving doors from or fixing. So hopefully this helps you guys out, and I'm going to show you guys here how easy it is to install. Now obviously I'm doing this by myself, so I usually have a guy here helping me, but it's early in the morning, so I'm gonna do it by myself, and here it goes, guys. All right, guys, so I just decided to go ahead and remove the door since I'm by myself. If you had two guys, it is easy to just do it with it already on, but it's pretty easy to take the door off too. So I just removed the door shock, and then I removed it from the with the top hinge is still on the door right there, and obviously the bottom hinge is stuck right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. So all you have is your two washers, your door hinge, and then your bolt and handle. All right, and I'm gonna come over here and show you guys how we do it. Quick shout out to my other company, forestrydoors.com. If you look right here, it's stamped in the door. Kind of hard to see, but forestrydoors.com. Door's a 1/2 inch thick. It's polycarbonate, milled down to 1/4 inch in all the areas that have hardware. Your wiper go, your wiper motor, your hinges, your door handle, and where your shock goes. So anyways, quick shout out to www.forestrydoors.com. And I am going to show you, let me lower this here. I'm going to show you how to get this handle back on there. So you got your two washers right here, okay? This little raised part right here fits inside the that hole right there, and you'll kind of feel it with your fingers right there when it goes in. The other one goes on the other side, and just make sure that that's all lined up together, because it is a tight fit. All right, get your handle, get it right in the middle there as close as you can. All right, now it has to be the square has to be parallel with the door. Always put the handles kind of up like that towards the top of the door. And then that square part's gonna go over the square part here, which you can't get it. You have to line it up first, make sure it's all in line. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, this is one person doing this, so if I was good with my left hand, this would be much easier. But anyways, make sure it gets kind of lined in there. Get your bolt. Get your bolt in there. Try to make sure it stays lined up, because you can rotate it a little bit once you get it lined up. Okay. And you can get it nice and snug. All right, and little adjustments can be made by hitting that once it gets locked into that, once that square pulls through this other side here. And you'll kind of feel it in your hands, because if you don't, it's just this is gonna twist up and down a lot easier, this orange handle, because it can move, that square part can move inside there. So this orange handle still works. It can still be activated, because that's why you want to make sure it gets in the square, because that you can loosen it and take it out of that locked position that I showed you in an earlier video. Just make sure that's on there nice and snug, and then you're ready to install your door back. All you gotta do is just slide it right over the hinges, and you're good to go. All right, guys, so there you go. That is how to use the single-use handles on these John Deere skid steers. I don't know how much longer they're going to keep these handles. You know, it used to be just a quick rotation of the handle, you know, on a bolt, and just tighten it like that. That was the old school way, from what I remember, from a 319 that we used to have. And now you have these quick release handles because of safety, they say. So that's how, you know, I don't know how much longer they're going to keep those one single use style of handle, but at least you know now how to take them apart and put them back together and then install it on your door. So guys, feel free to subscribe to my channel and for future videos. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask about this process or any other videos that I put out. If you have any videos that you'd like me to shoot, something you've been wanting to see, maybe some equipment that I have, feel free to ask and I'll try to do my best to post it. But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.